You're listening to an episode of Mr. Alex's Neighborhood. This is a place we're entitled to Brad's opinion. Now for your host, Brad Allard.
All right. We're going to talk with Camille Bransom today about what's going on in the world of Camille. Lots going on as always. Drama, good times. And anyway, so we're going to talk about some stuff that's going on in the hub. Also, we're going to talk about your new podcast or restarting your podcast, I guess.
Okay.
And, the next episode is going to be right after this one, is it not?
That's right. We have our kickoff for this season, or I guess season 2. We'll call it
Season
that.
2?
Yeah, we'll call it season 2. Mm-hmm. Season 1 is probably not, well, you shouldn't really watch season 1.
Oh, my.
We're just going to start at 2.
The second season is better than the first.
So it's like season redo. Oh, redux, or whatever they call it.
I guess it was born during COVID, so, there's that.
Well, we'll talk about that, and we'll just, stuff going on in the neighborhood, in the community, and I got a couple of clips. Larry Scott was on last week, and he left us a clip about voting, which is very important. I want to show it again.
Absolutely.
Also, one of my sponsors, newer sponsors, has a video clip, and we're going to show that. This week is kind of like business week in a sense because we talk about you and your business enterprises and all this going on. And tomorrow I have Tiffany Nico and the Local Life issue. Okay. And then on Thursday I have Dee Dee Simpson, whom you know, for Thrive, and talk about how she can help promote your business. If I said, it's social media.
No, we can talk about that because I subscribe and it is fantastic.
So do I. And we can talk about that. And so... it's a whole lot more than just that. And so we got all that going on. So let's run the ads and see what we got and everything else. Thank you, Daniel. CrossFit Bransom, 317 Southwest Wilshire. Hope you're doing well. Hope your Easter went well. When you got kids, Easter's a lot more fun, I suppose. I went to my folks. Did you do anything?
We went to church and then we ate at, we took my mom to eat at somewhere.
I hope so.
We went to Logan's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go somewhere.
Yeah, we went somewhere to eat. I can't remember.
Well, we ate to Mom and Dad's. I got a ham. Sorry, Daniel, we're crushing your time, but that's fine. I got a ham from Meatmeisters.
Okay.
And it's great. And after it fed 9 of us, and then we all split up the remainder, and I still got a couple meals worth. So I got my money's worth. Definitely. My mother really likes it because she didn't have to do anything.
Yeah.
And it's,
what kind of ham?
It was a smoked ham.
No. What the Meatmaster?
Meatmeisters. No, it's, Meatmeisters is that group that will come to your nonprofits if you schedule them far in advance, practically, and they will grill for you. And they provide the meat, they provide the condiments, the utensils, the whole 9 yards.
Okay.
So, and they've done stuff for the Center for ASD, and they've done stuff for other local groups. And so it's like it's an addition, so you can have them come to your fundraisers, events, and
promote their meat?
Well, they will grill for you and all this, and they'll bring the meat. Either it's been donated by HEB or some sponsor may have paid for it. Okay. And this is their fundraiser, so they can help pay for it. But it didn't cost the people a dime. And so if you have, like the Center for ASD, when they have it, it didn't cost them any money.
Wow.
They do this as their ministry.
Okay.
So they're good people.
Yeah,
they really are.
Like it.
When I went to pick it up at the Joshua Nutrition Center on Saturday, Brian Roberts is a guy I talk with, and his little girl was handing out the eating instructions, and just sweet as can be. All right. But thank you, Daniel. Anyway.
Well, they're going to need Daniel after they have all that ham.
Yeah. So, But anyway, thank you, Shandy, over at Stogstill Group. Of course, she is running for school board, and she'll be on the 25th, I believe. Okay. And she's been on a couple times, and check out her pages. Also, we're going to do the nonprofit ads. She's involved with one of those as well. But
Respire? Re-Inspire.
Yeah. But I always like to talk with Shandy, not just about school stuff, but also about real estate because she knows so much about it, and it really keeps me informed about what's going on. So if you're looking to buy in this area, talk to Shandy, and she can help you out a lot. Also, Otto at our place. I'm going to see our friend Lisa Smith there this afternoon after this show.
Nice.
Yeah, at Stop Restoration, which will be the next sponsor. Hopefully by tomorrow. Okay. We're putting it together, but she told me last week she wants to join the crew. And
and that's where they do restoration, right? The first time?
The first time.
Hey.
Yeah, so we're going to our place. But Otto, he's always very, very generous. He comes by and visits. I always kid him about being the maitre d', but you know the place, you know the food, you know the staff, and it's a good place. Speaking of good places, you got Wild Cigar and Culture. They got a lot going on. Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, they have happy hours from 3 to 7. I don't have it in front of me, but they have it, I know, 3 days a week. and it's a good place to get a decent drink, a good smoke, sit out in the patio with the weather the way it is now. It's a good place to go. So Wild Cigar and Culture over by the Standard. And also at the Standard, got Tiffany. She'll be on tomorrow, like I mentioned. Tiffany Nico will be on Local Life with Local Life tomorrow. The latest issue is out. It's the political issue, has candidates and such. And so if you want to be informed about the candidates, you can look there. And she also is trying to amp up her summer advertising, and because a lot of advertising goes on in the summer. So if you really have some plans this summer for your business, specials or events, right, you need to talk to her pretty soon, and she'll tell you all about the special deals I got going on over there. So she's very, very impressive. I always enjoy talking with her. And, of course, we have another mutual friend.
Yes, I just went over there on Friday.
Did you really?
One day this past week, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
Southern Jim is what we're talking about here. Southern Jim over the top of the windmiller. Robin's telling me somewhat about their progress. They're trying to get moved downstairs. And it's like they will get to the point where, they think, okay, this is the day. And then something happens with the contractor, with the supply chain.
Hey, but they're having a great sale right now.
Yes, they are. And that was something Gail asked me to emphasize.
Yes. And they have beautiful things. And if you're in there to buy me something, just ask her what I like. She'll tell you.
Yes, Camille has her wish list.
A pink ring, it's in there. And the diamonds to go with it are fine. I mean, the sapphires. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Taylor, I'm not getting the link yet, and so maybe try it again. All right, Southern Jim, also top of the windmill building. Also, thank you to First Due Detailing Services. Caleb, yes, he is going to do my car, my wife's car. And he comes to you and does the detailing and the washing and whatever else. He's done Lisa, I know that, and a couple others. And so, if you want to get your car detailed, but you don't want to, be inconvenienced, he'll come to your place of work or come to your house and take care of it right there. He showed me his rig last week. We had one of those 1-to-1s, and it's got the whole thing.
He's an impressive young man.
Yes, he is. Why don't you run that video clip of his, Taylor? He had a video clip that he added. Get you pumped up for a detailing job. Well, for those of you who are on Apple,
you're not woken up now.
You ought to look at this on YouTube. If you're on Apple or Spotify, at least you got a little bit of rockin' tunes to go along with your day. All right, anybody else? We got, I think, Thrive. Dee Dee is going to be on Thursday, and we, like we mentioned, we're both use her services, and she's very, very good at it, very personable, and she's very good at dealing with technical illiterates like me.
Yeah.
She's a lot nicer than Taylor is about it.
Oh, that's not true.
Oh.
Hey, now.
Taylor's the sweetest.
Are you muted?
Yeah. See, he threatens
You're
me.
out.
But no, it's a total business promotion and operation package, and she'll be able to explain it a whole lot better than me this Thursday. So look for that. Also, we have Melissa, Texas Farm Bureau. A lot of BNI people here, and I'm going to have about 5 BNI sponsors.
Yeah.
So it works, dadgummit, the networking groups.
Yeah.
682-804-0534. Check out your insurance with her. She'll see if you can save you money. In particular, she's asked me to have y'all check out your home insurance because, we're right in the middle of heavy storm season, tornado season, and all this other business. And so you make sure that your house is properly covered.
Yeah, she's our agent.
Yeah, your agent too. Good for
absolutely.
you. All right. So we got 2 customers here. All right. And for the nonprofits, we have at Lost Oak on April 23rd from noon to 6. We have the Harvest House with Vineyard and Vibes. It has, our old friend Kyle Sherman will be singing at this one. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, I got to go just for that.
Yeah. He'll be singing there. But you get tickets for about $15 on the page. You hit the QR code, $20 at the door. You can buy a glass of wine ahead of time for $8.50, or you can donate it. Now, that's what I call a good gift, thoughtful gift, donated wine.
Yeah.
So if you,
we should donate it to us.
well, I don't know who you give it to, but basically, if you buy a glass of wine, but you're not really into wine drinking, which I don't understand that at all. But
That's
anyway, they can. I don't know if they can give it to a specific person or not. So, but you can donate a glass. So check it out. It's a good cause as always, and so it's going to be a nice. Hopefully, the weather will be good. It'll be a nice, relaxing afternoon. Listen to good music.
And that's on the
cause.
23rd, you said?
23rd over at Lost Oak.
A Sunday afternoon, right?
I don't have the calendar in front of me.
Okay.
Is it?
I happen to have one.
It is a Sunday afternoon?
Yeah, Sunday afternoon.
Oh, that's a good way to spend your Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, awesome.
All right. Also, this Saturday from 11 to 5, Re-Inspire's having a barbecue cook-off at the Johnson County Sheriff's Posse. Oh. It's free admission, and they're going to have, a lot of barbecue, certainly. I mean, they're going to have a petting zoo and a kids' corral and all this other business. And Shandy's the president of their board, and what they do is they help these foster kids get integrated into society. Yeah, they age out, how to, just the things that you don't really think about, how to handle a checkbook or how to do some a resume, how to do an interview, things like that. Mm-hmm. Do you have anything else going on?
That's a lot.
That's a lot. Yeah, it's a busy time of the year. Taylor, are you wanting to talk about your deal, or are you going to wait a couple of days?
I'll wait.
You'll wait. Okay. Well,
I can't wait to hear.
He's going to put together a package for advertising, but he'll.
Yeah.
But I'll let him, when he's ready to talk about it, we'll talk about it.
Well, hey, I know about it. Come see me today, and I'll tell you everything. Okay. Yeah. Ooh. I'll put you in touch with Taylor.
All right. Well, if you are looking to advertise, have your own commercials made, he's the guy to do it. I've seen several of his ads, and they're like, oh, that's very good.
You cannot go wrong. Yeah, he does have a killer special right now.
I know, all kidding aside. So
I will put this in, though. If you don't need it, but you know somebody that needs it, I'm paying heavy commissions.
Yeah.
Ooh,
yes.
Big referral fees.
Yes, I could.
Large referral fees.
Yes, he's very generous. He told me about it, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about what's going on at the Hub. You said you had some things going on there. We
do. We have some very exciting things going on. It's been a crazy couple of years. But in fact, you mentioned Thrive, which is one of your sponsors, Dee Dee. Mm-hmm. We had a Thrive event at the Hub last week.
How did that go?
Let's see. When was it? It was, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. Anyway, it went pretty well. What's funny is, the people that I thought of last minute that could utilize this came in, and those were the ones that jumped on board. So she got some new customers out of that. We got some good networking and great barbecue. We had, Tamara
Kilgore, another BNI
from
member.
the group. Yeah. And Dee Dee is also in the group. They kind of partnered on that. And I believe Tamara's husband has a barbecue business, and it is phenomenal. Soul Man? No, wait. No. What is it? Something.
I've forgotten.
We have the flyers up at the office.
Yeah, they're getting this off the ground, and right now it's a side issue or side
hustle.
Yeah, side hustle. I didn't want to call it a hustle because ain't no hustle. Yeah. It's a good deal, but they're trying to move that forward, and so when we have BNI events, we're going to be using her barbecue.
Yeah, it was delicious. I would put my stamp of approval on it. Of course, the big girl always stamps most of the food approval. She's one who brings donuts. But anyway, so we had that, and then we have some great new members, and we're going to have actually a ribbon cutting tomorrow for one of them. But I would like to tell you because we have a different. The community itself just kind of evolves. And it seems like it's always right on time. So for currently we have 2 counselors, which if you know me, we really need that in-house.
Okay.
And all my friends, if you know me, you probably need counseling too. No, just kidding.
No, I do endorse it.
Well, it's sort of true,
still.
Yeah.
No, I've come to the point in my life where I endorse it, whereas maybe 15 years ago would have been, no, I'll just tough it out. And that really worked so well.
Yeah, you go ahead and tough it out. Yeah, see how that works.
That was great.
And tell me after your first heart attack. No, but speaking of, those guys are fantastic. One is Danielle Jackson. She was the first one that came on board. And she was with she's with Mind Over Matter, I guess, and opened her private practice there. And her office is adorable. If you haven't been by there, you should stop. It's like turquoise and leopard, and it's fun. You probably wouldn't like it, Brad.
I'm sure it's lovely, but still,
it is lovely.
Yeah, okay.
It is, and she's fantastic. Really great girl. She was doing this full-time. So 2 full-time jobs, I guess. But she's young; she can do it. But she's already on a waiting list, so that's fantastic. And her specialty is more adolescents and children, but she can do everything. In fact, she got a promotion.
That's definitely needed. Having adolescent and youth counselors.
Oh yeah.
It really is needed because there's so much undiagnosed problems that a lot of these children are going through. I mean, I saw that in the school, and I talked to my counselor friends, and they're like, they could spend all day, every day dealing with this, but they have to deal with schedules and all this other business. This is definitely something that's needed.
It's much needed. Yeah, I would totally agree. So I was excited to have her, and so she's been a great addition to the community. And then we have Paige Flips, which actually on Kicking It with Camille, she'll be coming out next, which I'll tell you when that is when I find out. Today we're rolling the city's video with Project You Wrap Up, so that should be fun. But anyway, as I digress. So Paige Flips is in our building, and she does all kinds of things. You'll have to watch the video to find out. But she's a financial person. She does all kinds of stuff, and I think the best I can understand, she's also on a waiting list. So I guess if you come to the hub, you'll just become successful immediately.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the moral of that story.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So she's new with us, and she's got a great crew. Her Stephanie is there most of the time, and I love her because she loves my artwork. Mm-hmm. She actually bought some. Isn't that crazy? I was like,
crazy.
What? You really like this?
Well, if you think it's crazy, you can talk to Danielle about it.
I should.
Yeah.
I should. Well, she's on a waiting list. So,
oh, darn.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll have to go. But, we have Ken.
When you say she's on a waiting list, what you mean to say she has a waiting list?
She has a waiting. Yeah, she's not.
Yeah.
She may be on a waiting list somewhere, but I'm not sure about
what.
Yeah,
they have waiting lists.
Right,
okay.
right. So then we have Ken Robertson. He is a LCDC. So his primary focus is drug and addiction, or recovery and addiction, and anger management. So he's been a fun addition to have too, and he's also staying pretty busy. So that's awesome.
Is that really the kind of? It sounds like the hub is becoming kind of like a mini medical center almost.
No, I wouldn't say that, but we were really focused this past year on filling our spots with difference makers. Mm-hmm. That's what we wanted to do. Anybody trying to make a difference, that's really what kind of gets us going, because we have the opportunity to help them and watch them grow through that. And that's really the pinnacle of success for the hub, is when the people within it are successful.
Mm-hmm.
And that doesn't always look like what people think. It's not just money. It's, are they on a waiting list? Are they building a practice? Are they getting clients? Are they meshing well? Are they growing themselves? So that's the second counselor. And normally we just have one person who does one thing, but because they had such different specialties, we agreed that was going to be a good fit. So we have them, and then we have Haley Forsyth, which is does insurance and things like that. And we have we've got a painter, we've got a roofer, we've got so many. We've got a poop scooper. We've got
that's where he's the waiter over
Mike
at
Beardsley.
It's it. He's over at American Revelry.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Last time I was over there, which I don't go to Revelry all that often because it's just hard to schedule it in, whatever.
Yeah,
it's a special event kind of place for us.
Sure, yeah.
And we hey, I know you, because he had done his ribbon cutting.
Yeah, we did his ribbon cutting. Yeah, he's a good guy.
Well, now let's say that I'm not a hub resident. Can I still take a space for a ribbon cutting kind of thing? Like Dee Dee did.
In fact, we do events. We do event management. We do planning. I have a team of people that we work with. Taylor's on our team. I was going to tell you something before that.
You're getting to that point?
we have Christy Jung also in there this month.
Oh yeah, for get your taxes done. It's the week to do them.
Well, to answer your question, so we do have. She has a temporary assignment. So during her busy season, she's got one of the big offices there, and so she'll have that through, I guess, the 15th of April or so. So that's fun.
Probably past that actually. Taxes are actually due, I believe, the 17th because of the 15th being a Saturday. And I owe money, so I'm going to wait till like the night of the 14th or something like that to mail them. It's I owe money every year because I just make so much money.
He makes this bukus of money.
So much money.
It's tough being you.
Please, Joe Biden isn't getting a big enough piece of my action. What's the deal here? I'd say if I'd have been nicer, maybe this would happen.
I know that's not going to happen.
Well, I know, but anyway, so if I have want to do something for Mr. Allard's neighborhood, like some sort of chamber thing, because Gabrina's asked if I want to do that, and I've said, well, I'll have to consider it.
Yeah,
do it at the hub.
That always works out pretty good.
Gabrina's asked me that a couple of times. I better get on it. Of course, if the thing about it is, I also talked to her last time about getting on the schedule for certain things.
They're full. 8
months out or better.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the chamber's doing a really good job. I like working with Gabrina.
Well, Gabrina and Jessica, her number one there, Jessica Pounds, they do a tremendous job at the chamber.
Yep. Oh, speaking of, chamber has a big event this weekend. This weekend or next weekend?
I thought it was.
Let me tell you. I think it's the 14th.
Okay, and it's at Wild West Gala.
The Wild West Gala, and it's at Modena Ranch. It was so fun last year. You know, you dress up in your cowgirl suits and your cowboy suits, and they danced and had awards. I think they gave away the Athena Award.
You know, for some of us, those cowboy suits are everyday wear. You know,
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you know, I know they are for you typically.
Yeah.
In fact, I know she had your chaps on today.
Yeah.
Is it chaps or chaps?
It's chaps, please.
Chaps. We were looking for a saddle for Grace this weekend in our storage, and I came across one of my dad's old. He rode for the Burleson Mounties. It was a group that rode around here. Do you remember them?
I don't.
Okay, it was probably before your time. But anyway, we came across some blue plastic chaps or chaps? Chaps. Okay, we came blue
I know that
plastic
one.
chaps. I should have brought a picture of them. It was hilarious. And of course, Grace is like, "What are these?" I'm like, "That's what you have to wear when you ride. Are you excited? Try them on." She's like, "No."
No, thanks.
So yeah, but she's going to be working on a ranch this summer, so we got to find her a saddle because all of ours got stolen. So anyway,
that's nice.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, oh man, why did you make me lose my train of thought, Brad?
That's hard to do.
Oh, speaking of ribbon cutting, tomorrow, if you want to join us at the Hub around, I think it's around 11, the Chamber will be doing Ken's ribbon cutting. Ken with RK Counseling. I think I'm saying that right. But anyway, they're a great group, and so we're going to do that tomorrow. Come on by if you want to.
She did a ribbon cutting for Chris over at Wild about a month ago, and I got there just as they were pulling that because they did it right during the middle of my show.
Yeah.
And jeez. You know, come on. But, you know, so I missed out on fun.
I mean, you know, all those ambassadors, they work and they don't get paid for that. And I think they're required to come to like 2 a week or something. So I don't know, but it's a huge commitment.
No,
from them.
it's a big deal. I mean, to work in the chambers and just, show up and have donuts, which you thoughtfully brought.
Well, I mean,
I could smell them from here.
You can.
But it's it's a full-time gig.
Yeah, it is, and they've done a good job. So yeah, definitely support. If you're not a member of the chamber, it really is. It's a really good thing, especially if you're new. I think. But another group that we have around here is the Old Town Business Association.
Yes.
Which we just did a big event. I can't remember what it was.
Gosh, a lot of events going on.
I know. Yeah, it seems like they just kind of come in waves. But we meet on the second Thursday of every month. This Thursday, the meeting will be at the brewery at 11:15 or 11:30, and that's free to join. That's a networking group. It is not a one person per industry, so it's it's open to everybody. And we do a lot of fun stuff. We meet once a month, second Tuesday at the brewery. We do mixers. We do sponsorships. We sponsored part of Project U, which the Project U show of Kicking It with Camille will be on today, right after your show.
Okay, dokie.
At 12:30. So you're going to want to check that out with Joni and Drew and Alex. So that's going to be today at 12:30. And then tomorrow we have a bonus episode with Paige Hudson Garcia of Page Flips. So anyway, check those out. I'm not sure where we're going to, if we have a regular time, because I sort of messed that up with my schedule, but.
Well, so I guess that's segue into that. Let's talk about the podcast.
Okay.
I guess I'm sure Taylor has your logo. He'll flip it up there soon.
He does. Oh, he's probably got a graphic with the 4 of us on there for showing you what's coming out.
Okay. Well, we're keeping him busy today.
We got to keep him on his toes.
Yeah, but this Kicking It with Camille, I know it's your second iteration of it, but is it going to be different in some ways than the first time?
Well, maybe it'll be different because I have a better attitude. I had to fire myself.
A better attitude.
Yeah, I had to fire myself on the first season because I just got sad.
Oh, there it is.
Yep, and Taylor, of course, designed all that. And
what do you say you got sad? What do you mean?
because it was during COVID and people were dying and people were sad and sick and they were scared. And I have a little bit different view on it. So it's just sad watching people be sad. I didn't feel like I could be upbeat, and I don't want to. I'm one of those people. I just kind of retract if I don't have a great attitude because I don't want it to get on other people, which is not necessarily true. That's not realistic. But I mean, I don't want to be that person that sucks the life out of everybody.
Well, you certainly don't do that.
Yeah.
What kind of shows do you want to do?
So we're going to do Difference Makers. So it's kind of an extension of the Hub in a way because that's where I meet a lot of amazing people. Oh, and this past week we had Lynn. What just happened? What's his last name?
Madsen, right?
Lynn Madsen.
Right.
Who's a professional football player for the Houston
Oilers.
Oilers, thank you. Sorry, I don't do football. My dad was a workaholic. We didn't do that. Yeah, so.
If Houston Oilers, that takes some of us back because they've been out of Houston for 20-something years now.
Did he play for the Tennessee Titans too, or is that what that changed it into? Okay, got it. Well, sorry. I apologize for my lack of football knowledge. No, it's bad. I've learned more since COVID than I've ever learned about football in my life. And so, and Taylor and I actually work with them on a project. So, as some people came in, we got pictures with them. I need to post those this week. But
you going to show that video clip that he showed us at the BNI meeting?
We can.
Well, no, on your show.
On my show? Yeah. I'd be happy to. We've worked with those guys for, what, about 4 years, Taylor?
Yeah.
3 or 4 years. And it's been fun to watch them evolve because they are so passionate about what they do. Vint Hargrave, he's a surveyor and has a ministry and has this NFL secret training tool, which maybe I'll just, we'll talk about that on another day, but I'll let him
Is he going to be around for a while?
Yeah, no. Lynn's going back today, but he comes back and forth. So
that's what I thought. I thought he operates out of Seattle, right?
He does, yeah. In fact, this past year, Vint and Taylor and I went to Seattle to meet him for part of that project, which was fun. It was with the, Taylor, help me. Washington Huskies. It was a big football event.
He's the Washington Huskies.
Like, it was beautiful.
We've gone over this before.
And I know. I'm sorry. I'm a slacker. But we did a lot of this at the Washington Athletic Club, which was very nice. We got to see tons of alumni from football, and I'm sure they were much more impressive than I'm aware because I don't know about that. But Taylor, are you saying something?
No.
Okay.
I guess he wasn't as impressed as I was. But anyway, it was a great event, and Lynn was kind of our boots on the ground there. So that's fun to work with those guys. So I would love to talk about them on another show because they do great work. So they're fun too. So that was exciting. We don't normally have a pro athlete in the hub.
Yeah. Would you say difference makers? You're obviously you're going to be casting out a net, so to speak, to try to, to attract people to come be a part of the show. I mean, that's what I do is I'll make calls or text or whatever and say, hey, we'd like for you to be on the show. And sometimes they say yes, and sometimes they say no. Sometimes they say, you got to be joking. But but anyway, when you're doing these shows, what kind of people are you looking for? So
I'm looking for difference makers, mad people. They're making a difference. I forgot to mention real quick, we have a very esteemed member at the hub, and it's Taylor Perkey Productions. Is also at the hub.
Hi.
And then we also have someone else that I just forgot. We have a home health care company, Selkagora. We have. I just don't want to miss anybody. But anyway, and we've got people that come and go. We can do day passes and answer your question. Now I'm moving forward to Taylor's awesome, and he's now with us in a little bougie office up front. And so the people that I'm looking for are people that are like Vint and Lynn. I mean, they're out there making a difference. They're, pounding the ground and for not a lot of financial return. They do what they do because they're very passionate about it. Paige, for example, she does so many things. She's got a nonprofit that helps younger people with finances and the things that, are kind of missed in school. How to write a check, those life skills.
School?
Well, the ones that we missed that in school.
You slept through that day.
Well, no, we didn't write checks.
I know it.
I mean, my parents taught me that, so I get it, but most people don't know.
When I was teaching like personal finance, it was mostly about credit cards.
Okay.
And how to look for insurance or whatever else. People criticize, we don't teach personal finance in school enough.
Yeah.
Sort of yes and sort of no. I know it's in the curriculum. It depends on...
Well, it must be hard because of all the new technology for budgeting and finances.
Well, it's not just that. It just they keep loading the schedule with things that you need to teach, but they don't lengthen the school year. But that's a whole other topic.
It is. And I don't think you offered personal finance when that was after my time.
No, it wasn't a class. It was during economics, and I didn't do it during honors economics.
Oh.
I did it for my... mainline courses.
It's tough being so far ahead of the curve.
Well, there's more asked of us. Now, and it was just because I thought that's important. Now it's required.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it should be required, I think. Just like the old carry the egg around for however many weeks, so you can know how to raise a baby.
Yeah, I remember that, or a flour sack or whatever.
Yeah. I raised an egg. Now I've got a 19-year-old, so it's great. That didn't really go together, did it? But sort of. But anyway, So we're looking for people that are making a difference in our community within a certain demographic. I love the girls at Center for ASD. I love what they do. First season, I think we had them on a couple of times. So just, and it's funny because I'm so shy, that. And so I never meet anybody new.
We have to really pull it out of you. It's amazing how, come on, talk. You can do it.
It's crazy. It's so hard for me. But when I was in Las Vegas a couple months ago, I met a guy who was just giving the free hugs. And I'm so dying to have him zoomed in because he wasn't selling anything.
So you'll do Zoom shows as well?
Yeah, I can do a Zoom show. Yeah.
I usually, when I do a Zoom show, I do it from home. I haven't done one in quite some time because I've been fortunate to have guests.
Yeah.
And every now and then I feel the need to burst and vent about, Joe Biden's latest outrage. So I got to save time for that.
Right.
But, but I've been real fortunate because I'm booked up past Election Day.
I know.
And I'm very fortunate for that.
Yeah, no, you do a good show. And I love the way you give. I mean, I always say this. I love the way you give your time and slots to those that are making a difference too. So you're kind of along the same thing, you know.
Well, as far as other people that you might want on the show, please call Megan Swearingen over at the Next Step. She'd love to come on.
Okay.
And Next Step does great work. And I also have Jennifer Woods on Harvest House once a month. She won't be on this month because she volunteered her slot for candidates to use.
Okay.
So she'll be on in May. Okay. But she usually is almost always the end of May, or end of the month, rather. Okay. And she's going to probably be on it earlier in May. So, but she was very generous with her opportunities. Nice. I have Gabrina on once a month, and because she says all this stuff going on, like, man, do people work in this town, or do they just go to events?
I think we just go to events mostly. Yeah.
Yeah, but as far as other shows, Sharice Olson of Re-Inspire would probably glad to make an appearance. Yeah. Or Shandy would do it. Maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. No,
because she runs that show.
Yeah, I mean, I'm particularly interested right now in the market that serves the aged in our community. There's lots to navigate when you're dealing with a parent or person who's, getting older and having some challenges. So I did meet a guy last week who came in and he was like, I'm thinking about opening this business, blah, blah, blah. And it was exactly what it would have been really great for me to have been able to utilize. So I hope to have him on as well, because there's a lot of challenges when you're taking care of a parent, or, they become to need more things as they get older. So,
yes, and my dad is still decent health, but he is getting older. The dementia is getting worse.
Yeah.
And,
you know what kind of dementia he has?
It's not Alzheimer's, because he knew us and where he is and what's going on and everything like that. It wasn't like that. He doesn't remember things.
Yeah.
And as we get older, it happens. I find myself walking into rooms all the time, like, what did I do that for?
Yeah.
Or you open the refrigerator door and I'm like, okay, I was getting what now?
You put the cereal in the refrigerator and the milk in the cabinet.
Yeah. Well, I forgot the milk in the car overnight and that kind of thing.
That's not good.
But he's 84.
Yeah.
And
well, I do that, and I'm 34.
Yes, of course. And but I'm just saying, that's something that definitely needed.
And then the older you get, the less support that you have, less support they have. So that's something I'd like to tackle in the near future is how do we help the aging in our society? Because it's it's like when we had the grocery store. At one time, our customers just kept getting older and older, and I was like, gosh, what's going to happen when this population is gone? Well, I mean, still there. So they pivoted with that, but it's scary. And you think about that, there's a lot of people my age, it seems like, are dealing with a lot of situations with their parents that maybe we're unprepared for.
Well, Debbie Beeman over at Promises is another lady you could maybe want to contact, because it's interesting because she and Jennifer have similar outfits, similar organizations.
Yeah.
Now, there is a lot of difference. Harvest House has that retail store, and Promises.
Which is fabulous.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's very nice. Promises does not have a retail outlet or anything like that, but they do have a lot of, the same.
Well, I think they have
food pantry. Yeah.
Yeah. They give people clothes and things.
Mostly food. But Harvest House is come to an agreement that most of the Promises will deal with food, and also they have counseling and certain types of
they have good counselors. I've been to a counselor there.
I can endorse them very much so. So they're similar, and they have similar stories to what's going on in this neighborhood. So you might want. Are you going to focus on like issues or something like that?
Not so much issues. I don't want to. I mean, my last goal would be to create any kind of controversy.
Controversy? No.
So, which is strange because I'm on your show.
No, exactly.
No, I'm not trying to do anything that's going to cause any sort of division. I mean, I just the awareness of what people do, because a lot of these people that do such great work are so humble, and they don't. You don't tell them, everybody, hey, this is what I did today for our world. You have to it's hard to get them to speak about what they do sometimes.
Well, almost all of them, all the people I deal with on these nonprofits are very humbled by what they do, because they see so much need and people in need. And I'm just astounded, and we'll be too when your show is, I'm sure, the big hit that it will be, that how many people in this community really, really put themselves out for it. Yeah. You hear all the hair pulling and carrying on goes on in small towns and our little town and whatnot, and it's tiresome. But you see people by literally by the hundreds that work for these outfits and these organizations to make Burleson better.
Yeah.
And all the events that goes on. I don't know if many small towns have this.
Yeah, our city's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I know other cities have events like, of course, County has a big deal coming up at the end of the month and all that. But gosh.
But I mean, our Project U, just to pull that event off, that was a great collaboration between the city and the chamber and some other organizations. So that's unlike any other small town around here.
And also the fact of the Burleson Opportunity Fund, it comes up all the time when I talk to other people from other towns, and they're like, "You telling me that your kids can go to college for 2 years at a local junior college, local community college for free?"
Yeah.
Astounded by that. I mean, I don't know many communities that do that.
We need to have somebody on from that organization.
Well, if you don't mind, though, I would like to show a clip that Larry Scott showed on the show last week. It's about the importance of voting. It's not no vote for me kind of thing. It's very nonpartisan. It'd be good for your show too, I guess. But if you would, Taylor, please run that video.
Who holds the reins to your community's future? Who wields authority over the management of your tax dollars? How did they attain such power? Hi, I am Larry Scott, a candidate for Burleson City Council, Place 4. Your local government leaders have a profound effect over your day-to-day life. That's why local elections are equally, if not more crucial, than national elections. Your vote in local elections can determine the course of your community, especially the allocation of your tax funds. The candidates you elect will be responsible for crucial issues like taxes, public safety, infrastructure, and community development. These officials will prioritize specific programs and services, and your participation in local elections is critical if you wish to have a say in how your community is governed. These are also the ones that will listen to your concerns and take steps to assure that your community needs are met. By voting in local elections, you can feel a greater sense of influence, empowerment, connection, and community involvement, all while contributing to a more robust and representative democracy. So who holds the reins of your community's future? Voters. Who wields authority over the management of your tax dollars? Voters. How did they attain such power? By registering to vote and showing up on Election Day. My name is Larry Scott, and I'm a candidate for Burleson City Council, Place 4. And I strongly encourage you to exercise your right to vote in our next City Council election on Saturday, May 6th.
Is he from here?
Larry Scott?
Yeah.
Well, I hope so. He's running for city council.
Well, I mean, I know he's here now. Is he from here?
Yes. Okay. Well, I mean, he's been here a long time. He's lived here a long time. I don't know if he's born here, but he and his wife Sherry have been long-time residents, certainly. And they're...
Sounds familiar.
Well, she's a participant on the show occasionally, I mean, online. And she's an avid listener, which I'm very appreciative of. They're both very nice people. We are going to be very blessed as a community to have Larry Scott. He's running unopposed, so we can already assume he's going to be on the city council. And
he's Place 4 now.
It's Place 4 is Miss Payne.
Oh, she's not rerunning?
Mm-mm. And so we're going to be blessed by his talents and his
for sure
character and integrity.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah, it really will. And it's, I'll save the politics for my show, but not, further stuff. But really, what he says is absolutely correct. Voters make all the difference, and it always bothers me on these local elections, the low turnouts, because like he says, they make a really big difference in your local tax rates and what your money's been spent on, and most of the rules and laws that we have to deal with. Last Monday, Kabrina was on the show. Was it last Monday? What did I get? I get the dates mixed. It was last Monday. Okay. The day's the 10th. It was on the 3rd. Kabrina was here with Patsy Dumas and Pat Worrell.
Okay.
And Patsy Dumas, where everybody knows her. She's been around a long time, and she's involved in so many different things. And at the end of the show, she was talking about the same thing Larry was.
Yeah.
How important to vote. She said, if the fewer people that vote, the more concentrated the control is in the hands of fewer people. And that's that. I can't say any better than that. And also at the end, I also want to say this: at the end of the show last week, I gave Larry the last word, like I like to do with guests, and he read off a prepared statement. It was one of the most eloquent eloquent statements he wanted to say about the importance of elections and the importance of the type of people we elect.
Yeah.
And in fact, I'm trying to sooner or later, Taylor and all his busy duties is going to make a small segment of that, you know, and I'm going to put it on my pages.
Nice.
But seriously, guys, y'all listening out there, I'm not trying to drive up my numbers, but I'm just saying, if you really want to hear somebody just tell the truth about what's going on with the importance of voting and the kind of people we put into office and the kind of campaigns we need to be conducting, check out the last 5 or 6 minutes of my show last week, because it was, I had nothing to add after that.
It's a good takeaway, yeah.
Yeah. But your show's not really going to get into that kind of stuff.
Well, sort of. I mean, we're going to get into some tough issues. I would like to address in several ways addiction and recovery.
Right.
That's going to be something we're going to talk about.
You're not going to get into politics. You're going to get into issues.
No, I'm not so much into politics. I mean, I don't even have a TV, so I don't watch. I know. Don't judge me.
I don't. I'm just amazed.
I know. Yeah, I don't watch TV.
Good for you.
I will watch, something on Netflix or Apple TV, something like that, which we crashed was so good.
Well, there's Apple TV. I'm doing the free membership for, and I got into Ted Lasso.
Oh my gosh, I just watched that. It's so phenomenal. In fact, I started watching it again because everybody just kept telling me, go watch Ted Lasso, and I'm like, okay. And I'm like, what's the point here? This guy's super nice. He keeps getting stomped on. Like, and you watch it throughout the show, and then you see some interviews with the characters and stuff, and it's like, that is what we all should be about. We should all be Ted Lasso.
Yeah, it really is good. It's very moving in some parts.
It really is.
And then I watched on Paramount the Tulsa King with Sylvester Stallone.
Oh, I didn't see that.
That's not for family viewing.
Oh, okay.
Unless you enjoy creative and Shakespearean uses of the F-bomb.
Okay.
But anyway, back to you.
Oh, wow. On that note, no, we do want to tackle some We want to tackle some.
Okay, we got.
We're going to tackle some tough issues.
There you go.
Okay, tackle and toughness.
In live podcasting, great.
I love it.
Yeah.
So we want to talk about that. We want to talk about some issues that are really plaguing our youth and our people. It's not just kids anymore. We're going to talk about some suicide. We're going to talk about some different things. I think if you don't know it yet, you will be affected by one of those issues during your life, and it's unfortunate. But the good thing is, there's a lot of beautiful success stories, a lot of really redemption stories for people, especially in addiction and recovery. And I'd love to show us what some of those people are doing, because society is so cruel to those who've made mistakes publicly, because theirs weren't known. They're perfect. But that's kind of the way I think they make you feel. So when you've got somebody over here with 15 felonies and, they're doing great work, they're doing all these things to serve the community and make the world a better place. But nobody talks about that, So I want to talk about that kind of stuff. And then, and unfortunately, suicide, it's a pretty big topic right now. It's a whole thing. So anyway, it gets pretty heavy, and I don't want to stay super heavy, but I do think that it's important to discuss some of those things that people are so unwilling to talk about, and then they're surprised when something happens in their family.
Well, no family gets out of this life alive, kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
It's every family goes through a lot of stress. I don't want to get into ours, but I don't know any family that doesn't have these periods of time in which they're under a great deal of stress, financial stress, marital
There's so many
stress,
unknowns.
you name it.
Yeah, and people are so fearful, and that's what makes me sad for people, that they're so stuck in that fear that they cannot see the light at the end of the tunnel. And I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. No one does, but I know that if I just keep on keeping on, then that's better than not.
Well, also, mental health issues. There's another group I have on in May called Reach Across Johnson County. I believe it's the 11th, but again, I don't have my calendar in front of me. She just joined BNI.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. I met her.
Yes. And she's going to be on, and they do a lot of work with these kind of issues, mental health and struggling with depression and whatever else.
Yes. That's such a big hot topic, because mental health is, everybody's struggling with it, whether they realize it or not, and unfortunately, men are the worst at going to the doctor. Men are the worst at saying, I'll push through it,
Yes.
and women are like that too sometimes, but it's just there's just a lot of resources and a lot of freedom in people being able to look at those things in the face.
No, I've talked about this a few times on the show. Is like my attitude maybe 15, 20 years ago is, no, my dad's generation toughed it out. I can tough it out.
Yeah.
And I was very reluctant to go to talk to anybody about it. And when I went to a doctor, and it was just a general practitioner, because he was asking me questions.
Yeah.
And he was starting to say, hey, buddy, you might want to talk to some professional. And I said, well, what did they do before? They had professionals, and they said they got drunk and beat the kids. Is that an alternative? No.
Pretty much. Yeah, right.
Yeah, and that's not a good alternative. So I use Promises services.
Yeah.
Particularly about close to a decade ago. It was just,
Yeah.
the reasons are immaterial for the audience, but it was just a very difficult time. And I guess if I try to push my way through it, I'd have made it even worse.
Well, I mean, you can, because we all have choices during those times, and we don't want to gravitate towards the wrong choice, because that is a whole other host.
It
of problems.
was a right choice for me.
Yeah,
and it's the right choice for almost all people that need. It isn't just sitting around inventing. It's sometimes
Just looking for solutions, hopefully.
and it's also uncomfortable because you're having to encounter things you'd rather not.
Unpleasant things, but that's where your growth happens. That is, I mean, I know in my life personally, the greatest challenges that I had, which I didn't think were survivable, ended up being one of the greatest strengths that I have. So I'd like to get into some of that stuff to share the hope with people.
And I think also what's in the social media age, it's even tougher because not everybody plays nice, and you're just afraid that, particularly if you have any kind of public presence, that it's going to be exploited.
It is. And I haven't even been on Facebook in months and months, maybe a year. I'll get on occasionally if I'm looking for something in particular. But I pretty much stepped back from that. And for no other reason than it just didn't fit my schedule. I just don't have time to do that right now.
Well, I use it, of course, for this.
Yeah, and that's my challenge, is using it for the hub or using it for the business and not doing personally. It's kind of hard to not do that, but I just don't want to get caught up in it because I know how I am. Squirrels come around, and then I'm like, oh, let me go with you. So it's a whole thing. Speaking of squirrels, do you have squirrels at your house?
Yes.
Okay, they're killing me. They run across my roof all day long, all night long. They've chewed 2 holes in my roof. Yeah.
Through the shingles?
Yeah. And then now when I drive home, I come home and I'm like looking for the garage door opener, and they're sitting up in my little, what do you call that thing that holds the rain? Gutter.
The gutters, yeah.
Sitting in my gutter looking at me with a nut like, who do you think you are? You live here or something? And they're on the fence. They're all looking at me like, you weren't supposed to be home yet.
Oh, yeah. Out where we live, it's a little bit country still, and we get squirrels. About the only animal I've never seen in person live is an armadillo, but I know we have them.
Oh, we have them at my house. They tore up every one of my flowers.
Yeah, they dig up our yard, so I see their presence, but I guess they're just avoiding me.
They do, and they're hard to catch. I put a camera on them. I missed them. I put a live trap. I missed them, but all my plants are gone, so they'll destroy your garden.
We used to have a terrible skunk problem,
Ooh.
but it hasn't been as big a problem the last few years. But, I mean, for a while, it was like daily you'd smell it, around the neighborhood and that kind of thing. We have coyotes, but
those are awful right now.
Yeah, we hear them more than we see them.
Yeah.
But we don't. I've only seen it a handful of times. I've been out there 30 years, and I've probably seen them about 3 or 4 times, but I hear them.
Yeah.
And all that. So
there was one in town the other night by the railroad tracks. I was driving across there, just sitting there looking at me again, taunting me like, "What do you think you are?" Like, I'm the kind of person that might want to come back and bring.
So speaking of squirrels, we did take this follow that one around, didn't we?
Did we?
Yes, we did. Now we're talking about our wildlife at our homes, but
we're not discussing that today. We don't have enough time.
Where you live though, you probably see all the growth going on in Old Town.
I see it. I hear it every morning, every night. It's crazy.
Is it too loud?
It's pretty loud, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the construction right there, because they're doing, the parking lot for that new steakhouse is directly across the street from me.
Steakhouse?
Yeah.
I thought we were having Heim and Razzoos.
Well, yeah, I hear that all day long. But then just adjacent to my house, behind Eagles Point.
Behind it?
Which used to be Dalton's.
Yes.
Okay, so then right behind that towards...
I thought there was like a railroad-related kind of...
It's going to be a railroad-themed steakhouse.
Steakhouse. Yeah. Okay, I thought it was like maybe for, hamburgers and stuff. But it's
no, it's supposed to be an upper, a higher scale restaurant. So.
Oh, good.
Yeah, but their parking goes all the way to Wilson.
Well, we definitely need that. I mean,
another restaurant?
Well, we need a variety because we can have plenty of burgers and fries joints, but we, have something different. Like Revelry, like this.
I love the Revelry.
Yeah. I've eaten it a couple times and it's really good. But
I think you want to buy us lunch today. No, just kidding.
I know what I'd get.
Shout out to Revelry. Yeah, I know.
They have this steak blue cheese salad that's good for lunch.
Sounds
Robin
delicious.
likes it.
Yeah.
I take Robin there every now and then because she's upstairs.
Yeah.
And she'll come down and eat.
Yeah.
Anyway, again, I digress. But
I think that'd be good for the restaurants because, with that Heim and with the Razzoos, they're going to be packed. And so these people are going to filter over to other restaurants, until the newness wears off. So that'll give them one more place to go.
And we do have a really, really good pair of Italian joints with Via Diana and with Sammy's. But
oh my gosh, they're good.
They're very good, both of them. I wouldn't mind having Maggiano's or something like that, or Campisi's.
What do you call the one with the sandwiches and soups? The touch of the P, Panera.
Oh, there's one coming.
There is.
It's on the highway. It's going to be from what I heard, it was going to be up in that.
By that Cheddar's?
Yeah, 1187. So it's really in Fort Worth, but
I'm so excited.
Now, that's just what I heard. Now, I don't know that. I haven't seen any signs there yet, but my wife loves Panera's as well.
Well, if Mr. Panera's out there, build it.
Mr.
We will
Panera.
come. Yeah. Build it and we will come. Yeah, no, there's the development here is crazy, especially considering what the news or people are portraying as, these really dark times coming, and maybe they are.
Well, that's that. I
So
personally.
how are we still building shopping centers left and right?
Well, I think for DFW, we're going to be not exempt by any means, but I think it's going to be less of a problem for
We're
us.
in our bubble.
Well, when we've had these economic downturns, it's not like we've been unaffected, but there's other areas of the country that were much more affected. Like in 2008, Arizona and Georgia just collapsed, and Colorado, Denver, Phoenix, Atlanta, Seattle, all these booming places. But DFW, we felt the hit, but not as much.
Yeah.
And Shandy, tells me that they still have people moving to Burleson all the time.
They are. It's crazy.
I've had another friend in real estate, and he says that old joke about Californians is not a joke. They're coming out here in big numbers because they're tired of the junk that goes on.
They really
out
are.
there.
Yeah.
And Lisa sent me a message here. Said, I will see you. We were supposed to meet Friday, but then she got caught up at work. So
okay. Am I supposed to be watching live? I forgot to do that.
Hey, it's fine. Anyway, we're kind of rambling here. Anyway, this is what we do when we get Camille on the show.
Well, and I want to talk about, can I talk about something?
Sure.
Okay. It's global warming. No, just kidding. Not going to happen. No, I was mentioning Lynn Madsen and Vince Hargrave that we do this project with. They've worked tirelessly at this project, and it would take me way more than a show to explain it. But, Taylor and I both have worked with them so long. I really feel like their integrity is stellar, and what they're going to do is amazing. And so where they are in this project is we've got to get some courses on the ground. And I know that if you're someone, I think particularly right now, looking for investors who want to help finance putting these courses on the ground, which help the youth, keep them out of trouble, helps them excel in their personal life. There's a lot of mentorship that goes along with this. So it's a great group of guys, and they are looking for investors. So if anyone's interested in that, and it's a tangible product that goes on the ground, you can be, involved. And I think it's going to be more like a franchise, maybe, if not. But it's just, even if you're not interested in that, look for their events. It's called The Pit. USA, the Pit USA. It's the Pit.
It's the Pit.
It's thepit.com. Yeah, check that out. And they've got some contests coming up. They're going to have a $10,000 winner for one. So you better get to training.
Yeah, please.
I will be watching from the sidelines. But
I can use that $10,000 for my cardiac arrest costs.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're interested or know anybody who wants to make an investment in our community, this one would be fantastic. And I just wanted to say that.
Well, sounds like you're pretty busy. Who is going to be on the first show today?
So our first show today is, do we have that little graphic? Is Joni Vanoy, Alex Phillips, and Drew Pennywell. There they are.
Oh, you got the triple header. I've been trying to get them on, but Alex is like, I'm so busy. And,
yeah, he's Project U is very close to their heart. And, and I love that Burleson offered that. That's a pretty good picture.
Yeah. Well, I'll get them on sometime. They know they're welcome, but just
of course.
I've called them or texted them, and they said I'd like to do it.
Yeah, it's hard to get them out of the office.
But got this, got that, got this going on. This is a busy time of year, May and summertime.
Yeah, every day with all the development and stuff, they're just swamped. But they are hard to get on the show. But they were really passionate about Project U. And did you go to that event?
No, I didn't.
I did go, and this is the third year in a row I've gone, and pretty impressive. It was over at Pathway.
I've heard it's always good.
The speaker was great. We had at the end it was Dr. Rick Rigsby.
Yeah, I've heard.
And phenomenal speaker. He keeps people engaged. And I'll tell you what, don't sit at the front if you don't want to be called on.
No, I don't want to be called on.
Or spit on or talk to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
but anyway, they're very passionate about that. And I love them, and they love our city. So anyway, that'll be exciting. And that's going to air right after your show here at 12:30.
Okay. What is this show going to be on at a regular time?
No, we have a bonus episode too coming out. I'm trying to figure that out. My schedule's a little bit nutty. So let's see. So yeah, that will be today. And Pages with Paige Hudson Garcia will be tomorrow at 12:30. So normally we were going to do Tuesdays at 12:30. But my schedule may have messed that up. So we'll see. And normally we do live, but we've been doing recorded. So that's probably better for my guest because I'm kind of a wild card sometimes.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, sometimes I don't say things that are popular. Whatever.
I doubt that.
I'm pretty sure. So
I doubt that.
No, so if you know a difference maker, if you know somebody who wants to do something, I kind of don't know. no is not an answer. So, if there's something people are passionate about, they need some help promoting, and if it's something that I believe is good, then I'd love to have them and help them tell their story.
You going to have me on your show?
Yes, of course I would have you on my show. You're on my list.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a much more organized list when I started, and then we've had lots of life happening.
Yes.
A lot of life that I won't go into, but
I know.
it is. I'm really happy that I wore shoes today and pants and a shirt when I left my house.
Well,
But some days it's more difficult than others.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. They would bump my numbers up if you'd have forgotten. But anyway.
I mean,
Wow.
I'm not sure about that. I'm older than I used to be.
No. You said you were 34. So
Yeah,
there you are.
34. So yeah, sorry, I still look good in a yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, we're about done.
On that note.
I'm pretty exhausted. I would say I'd let her have the last word, but she already did.
Oh, let me have it. No, just kidding.
Oh, go
No, I'm just kidding. Thank you so much for having me today, Brad.
No
It's
problem.
always fun, and it's really still hard to call you Brad, but okay, thank you, Brad.
You're working on it. Well,
Nice to be in the hood.
In the hood, yeah. Like I said, tomorrow I have Tiffany and Nico, and then we have Dee Dee Simpson on Thursday. And then next week I have 4 candidates on.
He's awesome.
Yeah. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.